Okay, you live now.
Okay, what they do, everybody? This is the Rent Free Show. So I got a guest today. A guy that I always talk to, one of my guys. Today apparently we have our first disagreement about this Miami Hurricane football stuff. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead, my guy.
What up, everybody? It's Cuban Kane, aka number one hater. I'm called what? I'm called a snake, a hater, whatever you want to call me, right? I don't give a damn. But I'm here to show love to Rent Free, man. This is gonna be a good show, but just tap in and talk your shit.
Absolutely. Well, Cuban came, man. So it's been a lot of kind of want to talk about, kind of a continuation about what we talked about yesterday, just the coaching. I think right now, if you notice on Instagram, not Instagram, but X, a lot of people have been going, back and forth about whether or not it's the coaching. Is it Mario's fault? Is it not Mario's fault? Is it the players? Do the players suck? We just had one guy go into the portal. The guy did not want to go into the portal. Chris
Oh,
Johnson. I didn't
how you
want
know
Chris
you want to go in
Johnson.
the portal?
He said I didn't want him to go in the portal, bro. I mean, I'm
Oh, so
happy that he. Yeah, I like Chris Johnson, bro. I thought that,
hold up,
well,
hold up, hold up,
yeah.
because I was told, right? I was told. I saw on Twitter that players go in there voluntarily. They don't go in there. They're not forced in there. So he was forced to go in the portal.
I'm not saying that he was, man, but I think that the lack of using him, the fact that the coaching staff is not using him properly, like we talked about Dawson yesterday and his creativity and not being creative in terms of like, you know, what he does on offense. I think that's a reason. I think that's part of why he went in the portal. That's just me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. Look at Brashard, man. Everybody tried to say Brashard was trash. They tried to talk bad about the dude. Not everybody, but you had a lot of the ones. Basically, if he goes against Mario, then the players are trash. If the players don't, operate properly in their system and the system that they're looking for the way they want it to operate, then the players are trash. Versus it actually just being, maybe the coaching staff is not necessarily using those players correctly because you
Bridges
can't
said
tell me.
nobody called Brashard trash. Well, I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know what you saw. Rick. There
I
is.
don't know about that.
I don't know about that. There was a lot of people calling him trash. I mean, but this is my thing, right?
Hmm.
My question is, what scheme are we running, right? Because this
Whatever.
is this is what because people keep say that Manny players were garbage and all that stuff. It's not that, right? Manny
Hmm.
was trying to run a spread offense, right? When Mario came in with Gaddis, they tried to run the Michigan offense, right? Hence
Yeah.
why a lot of players did not fit this roster, right? Hence why Brashard doesn't fit. Hence why Chris Johnson doesn't fit, right? So it's like
Yeah.
when it comes to recruiting, why
Uh,
this coaching staff, why are you recruiting a player like Chris Johnson if you're
I'm gonna
trying to
put.
run it in between the tackles like that?
I'm
I
about
don't
to.
understand this recruiting tactic.
I'm about to put a reason. I'm gonna put a link in there so you can join. In the private chat if you can see it. Did it show up?
You got to put it in the public chat.
I gotta put it in the public chat. Okay.
Well, yeah,
Hold on.
because
Hold on
that
one second.
way, yeah,
Uh,
I
all right.
got this shit display new. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the whatchamacallits on. Trying to put my AirPods back on. I'm gonna put the link post comment. I'm just gonna put
Yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah,
all right, let me see if it does it.
yeah, there we go.
All right. So if you want to join in, feel free. I'm doing all this off my phone, so Bear with me. 1 second. Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just trying to get the AirPods back on for whatever reason. So I'm gonna turn off my Bluetooth real quick. All right. So now, all right, cool. I think we good to go. Can you hear me, Cuban?
Yep. I hear you.
All right.
If you hear click in the
So,
background, it's because I'm working on the game.
oh no, you good, bro?
I should never said, but fuck, I do. Yeah. Let me 1 second. You still there? All right. Oh, shit.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, man. All right. I think Reezy's in the building.
Uh-oh. It's about to get real.
Let's see. All right. All right. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I think Reezy's on there. If I'm not mistaken, that's Cuban. Okay. I got Reezy at the stage. There you
There
go.
you go.
Yep,
There
yep.
you go.
What up,
What's
Riz?
good?
What's up, fellas?
What's good,
I'm
G?
about to cook your ass too.
Oh
Hey, you
boy.
sleep. It's already late. You sleep.
We got 2 Mario lovers on the chat.
Now y'all know that's not true. Yeah. So say your question again, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. I was technical difficulties. I'm doing this off my phone. Normally I do it off my desktop, but I don't feel like trying to
So
set
yeah,
all that
the,
up.
the, the question is, what is the scheme we're recruiting to? Because we're getting guys like Burchard, CJ, Ray, so on and so forth, right? And these guys are
Oh,
fit
LB.
for a spread offense. They're not fit for this power eye offense that Mario really wants to run.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, nobody runs the power I offense though, Cuban. And then
We
two,
know.
all right, as it relates to CJ in particular, that kid was RB2. He was the second back taken in his class. Fletcher was RB1. He was a change of pace back. We cannot have two backs like Fletcher in the same class. So he was brought in to be the speed guy because we can't coach speed. Miami should never lack speed. And we were really slow at spots, especially at the skill positions. It's just really difficult for him to get on the field. He had his opportunities as a kick returner, and he didn't break when he didn't. We didn't even see vision from him. He literally ran into the back of men. So
So
it's
I
not
got
like.
so
Go
then
ahead.
I got a question with what you just said. So Lau was not the first back we took. Lau was like the second or third back we took. So what's your theory when it comes to Lau then?
Lau was RB1. Lau was better than Chris Wheatley Humphrey. Humphrey
But
was Lau
he
was
wasn't recruited number one. He was recruited as at the very last minute.
No, he was flipped. They worked Lau the entire cycle. He just committed to Ohio State early on, but he was the target that they wanted. They took Wheatley Humphrey as just because he wanted to come in, but then he was the replace. I think they didn't even really want Wheatley Humphrey. I really believe they wanted that kid from Louisville, but
Mm-hmm.
that kid wasn't going to get in Miami. He had some grade issues, from my understanding. Is that right, Rent?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna just rock with I'm gonna rock with what you say because you might know a little more about that
I read something
situation.
about him having some grade issues, and that's why that kid, that's how they normally end up at Miami.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry, at Louisville, because
yeah.
he was better than Wheatley Humphrey. He's better than Chris Johnson today.
Mm,
So it's,
okay.
it's so it's not like they didn't want the other kid, Jordan Lyle. He wasn't recruited as RB2. He just flipped later, but he was the higher rated prospect.
Yeah, he was. Okay. I guess with me, the way that I look at it as yes, CJ probably wasn't the most. He was more of an athlete type of guy. He was a project, I guess, if you say that. But when you have speed like that, because this is the second year in a row that the speed has left, our most
Yeah,
explosive player has left the program.
yeah.
And I look at it, and the reason I get on Dawson as much as I do is simply because I just see players running. He just calls plays. He doesn't necessarily, I don't see him trying to scheme guys open.
It
I
doesn't
just see
flow.
it. Yeah, it doesn't, man. It's just like with King, not King, I almost called him, Lord forgive me. With Cam, with Cam Ward out there. Cam, and I be joking, but I'm serious. Like when I've been saying he's the OC, like Cam was the OC, bro. Cam was the one running he was running the offense, man. Cam was the one making the jump look the way it looked. Because Dawson, the reason I say that is because even if you go up to when they were up 21-0, you know, where is the creativity from the OC where it's like, okay, well, we're up 21-0. You got to protect your defense at this point. You don't call any plays. You just kind of just let Cam go out there. It's quick 3 and outs. Offense stalls out, and you do that 3 times in a row. Then Restrepo, he fumbles the ball, and now you find yourself in an uphill battle. The momentum has already shifted. You were up 20 when the game was over, man. When you're up 21-0, you don't lose games like that. That's why, like, I can't just blame Gidry because we knew Gidry. Shit, we knew who Gidry was, you know, this season. Game 8, man. Game 9, game 10. It's the same thing over and over. The defense has been struggling since after game 4. Like we was talking about yesterday. It's just like the whole team got weaker. They weren't physical. As soon as they started playing ACC play, all of that big, supposedly strong, tough guy stuff they've been doing all offseason, and they've said you don't see that after game 4. They're getting pushed around, even against Virginia Tech. They were fortunate enough to win that game because Cam Ward is playing hero ball 5 weeks in a row. And he's the one running the offense. So, yeah, we had the number 1 offense, but those numbers are skewed simply because the quarterback literally was making the plays. That's why he's holding on to the ball. He's not doing a check down. He's throwing who he wants to throw to, and that's why I said what I said.
Well, I'm Mario Killer #1, right? I'm not saying he should be fired or anything, but this whole,
No, what happened to Reezy?
I don't know, connection issue probably. So this is my thing. So this is a question I've been proposing, right? This is just not a recent thing. This is something that's been happening in the past 20 years that I noticed, right? When it comes to, and you should answer this question better than anybody because you said you're a personal trainer. Why is it at the end of the year we always look small and slow? This is not a Mario thing. This is a historical thing. I think it's because we play in South Florida and that sun beats down on our players, and then by the time we end the year, we're just worn out. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the strength and conditioning at Miami has been messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think? I don't know that theory, but just think about it. I think you said
I would
yesterday.
agree with that. I would agree with that because it is hot in South Florida. All of it's the average temperature in Miami is 80 degrees, so year round. So, playing in that type of heat, you are gonna lose weight, especially if you're running a lot. You burning a lot of calories. You've been playing football. So then my question is, what are you guys doing? What does that look like during the week? After games, like what does that recovery process look like? How many calories are you having your guys? Like, what does the nutrition look like? Because guys have to maintain that weight. You got to maintain that size. Because yes, if you're doing a lot of cardio and you're just burning calories, you're burning, and you're not replenishing. You're not hitting the protein goals that you need to, maintain certain weights or whatever. Yeah, if you're not hitting, if your nutrition ain't on point, just simple terms, but if your nutrition ain't on point after the game, recovery ain't on point, then yeah, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You're gonna get weaker. Especially if you're running around, you're doing a bunch of calories, bunch of cardio. Because like I tell people, like if somebody wants to lose weight, yeah, you're gonna lose. You can lose. There's different ways to lose weight. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let Reezy back in at the stage. All right, you back, Ray?
He's
Reezy.
back.
Okay. Yeah, man. So like, there's different ways. Like, if you're burning a lot of calories, if who is it? Oh, I think I'm gonna add him to stage.
All right.
I think there's two of them up there now. But if you're burning a lot of calories, man, like even if you're doing a lot, like Cuban, let's say you want to lose weight. Let's say, hey, you're like, oh, yo, D, you know what? I want to lose weight, bro. Okay, you can run, run, and you can lose 30 and 40 pounds. But if you're not lifting weights, if you're not, doing the things you need to do, if you're not strength training throughout that process of you running around the entire time, yes, you're gonna lose weight and you're also gonna lose strength because the muscle's gonna get beat down, bro. So yeah, I think it's that because they look fragile. By the end of the year, when they play against Florida, that's why like part of me we might beat Florida just because those first 4 games we're gonna be in tip top shape. But if we got to play Florida game 7 or 8, then
But
it's like okay,
this is what I don't understand. Why could Florida look strong at the end of the year and we don't? Because I mean, just think about it. We won one bowl game in what, in 20 some odd years. I mean, in the past 20 years, right? We've won 2 bowl games, that micro MPCS bowl game and the game in Central Florida, right? But otherwise that we've lost every single bowl game. Like the Wisconsin game, we get our ass dragged over by low ass Wisconsin. The Rutgers game, we get dragged by them, right? So it's like this is, like I said, this is not. I have my beats with Mario, but this one, I think this is a program historical wide issues. Like, why do we keep looking small, weak, and slow at the end of the year,
well,
and everybody else seems like they're ramping up?
well, it depends, man. Cause like if you go back to the early, I hate to just look at the early 2000s,
Tommy
but I mean
Moffitt.
but Tommy Moffitt, you look at what he had Miami doing back then. We did not look small then, bro. Everybody says Miami was under. If you look at them early 2000 teams, bro, we was what Alabama looked like now.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, you talking about Willis McGahee? He came in as a freshman. He was 6'1", 228 pounds, bro. That's a muscle, bro, and ran like a damn 4.3. Like, so it's the type of training that they do, and I'm not. Listen, man, I don't never like to. I keep it. I'm all Miami, bro. So if I see something that is impeding the Hurricanes from being what I think they should be, bro, that's why I go as hard as I go on the coaching staff, bro. Because
But
they're not. There's stuff that I'm seeing, man, like on and off the field. It's like y'all are not. It's frustrating for me, bro. You getting paid
they not
eight to
up to
eight point.
standard.
You're
They
not
not
up to
up to
standard,
standard.
bro. eight
This is
million
what the
dollars,
thing.
bro.
Well, the thing with that too is the strength and conditioning program, like Cuban said, it's been an issue since Moffitt left. Like
It
like you
has
said,
been.
even when Sway they kept Swayze, which was a good thing, but then Swayze under Golden, Swayze lost his certification, and Swayze
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even be around the team. And
Why
Swayze,
he lose certification?
he
He
didn't
couldn't
pass
pass the
some
test.
the test, and
Mm-hmm.
so you remember these had these little Canes cuts videos that came out when Golden was here, right? Remember those
Yeah.
videos on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube? And they almost didn't edit one of them out, but Golden was going through their whole little itinerary for the day, and he said, and we got Swayze time. They called it Swayze time, and to kind of skirt the NCAA mandates because he's got to be a fucking certified um, strength and conditioning coach. But that's what they were doing at the time. They didn't even have under Randy. Randy got a raw deal here, but they didn't even have a training table. These kids was eating McDonald's and shit, bro. They ate horrible.
Yeah, I knew
And
there was and go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
no. So what you're saying is correct, but the mustache guy, I never liked that hire, and I think I sent Cuban. Didn't I send you that thread where the one of the most reputable strength guys in the world was talking shit about him when he was at Oregon. I don't know why Mario likes him. I don't know, but
It's a lot of homeboy stuff, man. That's what I have
Yeah,
a
the
problem with.
loyalty.
That's what I have a problem with. That's been the problem at Miami since Al Golden. This homeboy bullshit versus, you know what? Hey, man, look, man, I got homies, man, that, you know what? I love them to death. But dog,
you ain't
if
hiring
you
him.
if you not I will fire your ass, bro. Like, listen, man, because if I was the Hurricanes head coach, bro, as much as I love my homies, I love the University of Miami. I love my job. Bro, listen, we can get you another position somewhere else, but you are not going to be in this position. And I don't understand, like, it's this homeboy bull crap that's going on at the U right now. That's why you have certain coaches there that, they're not even doing it. What is Salave's big ass doing in terms of recruiting? He just sitting here every time I see him, it's a damn meme with him going boom or some bull crap. But the defensive tackles don't look great. Um, you know,
He's
like
not
what
coaching. He's not
he's not,
coaching no more.
but
He's
but
just
he's
getting a
he's
check.
getting paid, bro.
He's
See,
getting
that's
paid.
what I got a problem. But you getting paid, bro. That's the problem I have. You getting
Yeah,
paid, dog.
and that's a problem that I mean, that's just a problem I've had with Miami, right? It's Rick with
Yeah,
his
man.
son, Manny with his homeboys, fucking Golden with his homeboy, right? And it's like even Shannon had his homeboys in there, right? And it's like
Yeah, they did.
if if you don't have somebody in there to check your ass, right? You're not going to be successful because we're all like, oh, we agree, and it's like that's not a
Mm-hmm.
successful blueprint. That's my
The
issue with
person
Mark, right?
to the person to check Mario is supposed to be Mirabal. Mirabal is supposed to be
Oh
like,
God.
and hey,
That-
he clearly he don't listen to him. He cost us a game last year because with handing the ball off to Don, even though we all know it wasn't a fumble, but Mirabal told Mario, "Hey, bro, kneel the fucking ball." Mario wanted to get Don 100 yards. That's what that was, and it
Bro.
cost us the
Oh my
game.
gosh,
But
man.
he knows
But
that
you see,
Mirrorball can't say shit to him because it's Mirror. That's why he keeps Mirrorball around because it's like that's my homeboy. I'm gonna demean him if I want to. And he got to sit his ass down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And y'all see me. I get on Mirrorball's head. I don't like him because I don't. I think he's a little bit overrated. But besides that, it's more of it's like, come on, man. It's like your homeboy ain't gonna tell you the real. You know what I'm saying? He's getting paid, and it's a
Yeah, he a
family
yes
time.
man. He a yes
Yeah, it's
man.
a yes, man. It's a family time. It's like, all right, if he tells me this, I need, he's saying it for a reason, but I'm not really gonna check him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't
yeah,
like Gaddis. I didn't like Gaddis, but Gaddis seemed like a dude that he was checking Mario. And Mario didn't not like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Steele probably checked him. Strong checked him. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I need to be a little bit comfortable here. That's
but
why I
here's
have
the
a
thing.
problem with it. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you a question, bro. Why is that? You just said something. Both of y'all just said something. And that's why I say I'm glad that we can hop on this so we can all like actually have a conversation versus like reading tweets and everything like that because sometimes it comes off. I mean, we gonna talk about Emory. I meant everything I said about that, but we
Oh, we're
haven't
gonna
gotten
get
there
in
yet.
there.
Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, like bro, y'all said the same. We're all saying the same thing, man. Mario, like he it's his person. He wants to do things his way, man. Even if it's wrong, bro. And I have a problem with that, dog. You
well,
know
that's
why?
why
What?
we need experienced head coaches. I don't mean to cut you off, dog, but
Oh yeah, you good, G. You
that's why
good.
we need it. That's why he needs another head coach on staff,
The
and
only
that's why.
reason,
Go ahead.
the only reason that they're not gonna fire people don't want Mario to get fired because we all know that if they fire Mario, then the likelihood of them spending money the way they are right now is unlikely. They're gonna pull back how much money they're putting out there. And Mario is the guy that's getting paid all this, but then you get the most arrogant, stubborn fucking coach in that you could possibly get that just wants to like do the same thing over and over and over. And it's like, bro, and then you give him. And my issue is you give him a 10-year deal. No, if they would have paid him 8 million 5 years, I'd have been straight with it. Because now it's like, okay, you got 5 years. We're giving you everything you need, but we're not paying you $80 million, bro. You got to earn $80 million. You don't just get 10 years. And listen, man, I know that everybody know the thing is, well, he won a Pac-12 or 2 Pac-12 titles at Oregon. One of those Pac-12, he went 12-2. That same year, he had a Heisman candidate in Justin Herbert. Guess what? It's very similar to this year. They lost 2 games that they shouldn't have lost. Game 1 to Auburn, 27-20, and then they lost to Arizona State. When Justin Herbert put up amazing numbers, he probably could have won the Heisman, and Oregon should have been a playoff team. But it's the same BS, bad game management, losing to teams that you're more talented than, instead of coaching it up. It's like he wants to rely on the talent. I want to be Hulk Hogan, but I'm not Hulk Hogan. I want to do things, you know what I'm saying? I want to be Mr. Tough Guy. We're a disciplined team, but you're not disciplined because you let number 3 go out there every other day. And I like 3, but this fool be doing whatever he wants to do on the field and doing little stuff. Sometimes the refs don't even catch it. And sometimes I see it, I'm like, dog, please don't throw a flag.
Yeah, he
Please
do a
don't throw
little
a
chippy
flag.
stuff.
Please don't throw a flag. Please don't throw a flag. And it's like you letting this dude do it. And then when JoJo went out there, he dropped the pass one time or he did something, made one mistake, you don't put him back out there. You're not giving other guys opportunities, but you letting certain guys just be out there because you want to be loyal. And you're not playing the best guys, dog. And which is,
Well,
like I said, that's just my opinion.
but to your point though, JoJo had been hurt. Like he had a nagging injury, like for like probably about a month from what I heard. So he kind of but next year there's no excuses. I think JoJo and Nye should be the guys next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got told Cuban, I'm 50-50 on Emory. I know you don't like Emory, dog. I know. I get
I
it.
don't dislike him, bro. It's not that okay. Let's get on Emory because that's what we need to do.
There goes his
Because
hating.
all right, listen, Cuban. This is what I say about Emory. I don't dislike Emory. I don't believe in Gaddis. I'm not Gaddis. I don't what's his name, Gaddis. I don't
Dawson.
believe in Dawson. I mean, he damn near like Gaddis. He ain't creative either. So, but I don't believe in Dawson because I don't think he's gonna make the adjustments. I think he's just gonna put the playbook out there, run these simple route trees, and if you hit it, cool. If not, back to the drawing board. There's no tempo. I don't understand how we run an air raid and we don't run tempo, which makes no sense to me. But hey, that's how you get, those big, strong teams off balance. Go tempo, 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 and then, by third quarter, you can run the ball, pound the rock. But hey, I don't know anything, man. Get guys tired because then you're more in shape than them. But hey, that's just the type of offense that I would run. But I don't think that it's not that I don't think that Emory can be good. I don't believe that Mario and or Dawson is going to. I don't think they're going to develop him into that good quarterback. And like we said yesterday, he has the ready, set, go, aim, ready, aim, fire stance. That is like one of the worst football stances I've ever seen, bro. And no, man. We going 8-4, 7-5. Ain't no way, bro. This is not happening, dog. I don't believe.
We'll get to that shit later. But this is my
Ain't
thing,
no
right?
way. Ain't no way.
But this is my thing. Everybody wanted Buddy from Washington State, right? Number one, played against very weak competition, right? And if you want to do side by side comparison, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sat 1 year behind Cam Ward. Emory sat 1 year behind Cam Ward. Emory learned a lot of shit from Cam Ward, right? The Emory you guys saw is not the same Emory you're going to see next time around. He's hopefully, right? He is going to develop, right? So it's like all this hate for, and it's like as you've seen him as a freshman, he had a lot of moxie, he had a lot of composure. Yes, he could have, we did a lot of screen passes and sideway passes, all that, but it's like that dude had something, right? When he got hurt, the players were backing him, right? James Williams, he was the tough guy of the team. He was like backing him, right? When I saw the players support him, I'm like, if the players support him, I gotta rock with Emory, right? And that's how I'm like, he could get it done, man. And it's like everybody is like shit, it's like everybody. It's going to be hard to get another camp, right? Now, what I told Hoop, because he sent a tweet out about why is everybody expecting this, I'm like, that is a new standard at Miami. We are expecting camp or better because that's what we've done before. I think Emory has a possibility to be as good as Cam or probably better than Cam. And the reason why is because Emery will do the checkdowns. Emery will do the necessary plays, and he might not do the fancy plays, but he will do the plays that are required and are there. Emery's going to let Miami receivers be Miami receivers. That's something that I don't think Cam allowed. Cam was scrambling, and then
Yeah,
find the quarterback, right?
yeah.
I don't think Emery's going to do that. Emery's going to let Miami players be Miami players. That's why I'm big on Emery, because he's going to not check down, but he's going to give the ball to the players where they could make a play. And that was my issue with Cam. He didn't allow the players to do that. We couldn't see Jacoby catch a ball and break out. We didn't see, Horton. So it was a long play or a stressed out play. That's why
Yeah.
I'm big on Emery, because the checkdowns are going to be there. And it's like,
So,
yeah. So that's why I'm big on Emery. And y'all two are mother loving haters.
no. So let me say this about the offense in general. As it relates to Dawson, I agree. I'm because even last year, I had issues with his run concepts. I don't like the run game is very very vanilla. It's really boring. Inside zone, outside zone, not even really outside zone. It's just just pretty much inside zone or uh just a dive or maybe a zone read or something every now and then. But it's a very very bland run game. The route trees, like Rent said, they're pretty simple. They're basic. Pretty much
Well,
hero ball for us for the most part. We're just looking for big play hunting, and Cam is, it worked out with him for the most part. But uh, I tend to agree that Emery is a safer play, but I don't think he's a playmaker. And I think Luke on a level playing field, if given the opportunity, I think Luke will beat him out. That
uh,
I will stand on that. Like he will use the check downs, but he will also stress the defense with his legs. He can also stress the defense.
I agree with that, man.
but hold on. This is the problem that we have, right, with that Miami. And old boy on Twitter called it out, right? We're always saying this player is going to do this player is going to do this, freshman player, and it's like, y'all got to give it time, man. These young freshmen, these are freshman players. It's a different speed when you get to the college level. If Luke is starting, we're going to be in some deep trouble, right? I didn't see that from Luke, man. I don't know. I mean, I know he threw all these passes, but I did not see that from Luke, man. I am not high on Luke like everybody is. First of all, he's not really. He's probably 6'1" or 6'2", right? And we have a tall old line, so he's not going to oversee them. You know what I'm saying? His arm strength, I'm not really convinced in his arm strength, and also he has to learn a college system. Well, we run a pretty complex system because you just see the players just talk a lot and check downs and audible this, audible that, right? So putting Luke in there is not fair, number one. And number two is like, I don't think he's that. But I might be, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think he's that. I think Emery could, like I said, I think Emery is that dude, man. The waits, we got to wait, but I think he's that dude. Are y'all still here? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I was
Oh,
uh I was eating. I didn't want to be like crunching in y'all ear. That's
oh.
Oh,
why I muted my mic.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm not mad that if Emery is the guy next year, I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm saying that how you feel about Luke is how people felt about Brad Kaya. Because you remember when Kaya came in and who we had to replace Stephen Morris and Ryan Williams was the incumbent and everybody wanted him and guess what? Golden went with a true freshman and he took his lumps, but that
But, but Riz, that's a whole different comparison. We're comparing, uh, who was the OC at the time? Buddy that's at Georgia now. What's Buddy's name?
Talking about James Coley or
James Coley. Yeah, it was
we
James
also
Coley.
had we also had actually we also had not just James Coley. Well,
Had a
no, that was
shitload of talent.
it was James Coley. Another good OC we had was Jed Fish. He
Yeah.
I like Jed Fish, but
Yeah, but we also had a shitload of talent, right? And I don't think we had the same amount of talent now as we did back then, right? So you had Walton as your running back, you had Herndon and Njoku as your tight ends, you had
yeah,
Coley, you had all these
you know who recruited those
receivers.
players? You know who recruited
Golden,
all of them?
Golden,
Golden and Coley, bro.
yeah, Golden and Coley, right? And they were not highly. This is my thing. I know everybody kills me. Right? I say Manny's a better recruiter than Mario, right? I'm not sold on these stars thing. We've been fooled too many times by this star thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at player for player, Manny has out recruited Mario. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I know I get a lot of hate for that shit, but it is what it is. And it's same thing with Golden, right? Golden was a good recruiter. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it didn't look like it, but he was a good recruiter. He was just it's just his homeboy messed him up. If he would have fired his homeboy, he'll be, coaching at Miami right now, probably in the NFL or something. But that's why I don't like that homeboy stuff.
Well, I mean, that's the problem at Miami, man. Eventually we got to have somebody to come in and break the cycle and just be a coach, and I'm trying to coach and I'm trying to win, bro. I'm not trying to put my homeboys on. And that's why a lot of these people like Mario, man. It's like, because I like Mario versus like, yeah, he might have a likable personality outside of like football, but I'm just looking at what I see on the field, bro. When you lose to Middle Tennessee State, man, there's no excuse for that. I don't care how bad the season is. You don't lose to teams like that in Miami, but then everybody wants to bring up FIU. I have a problem with that because it's like you've been hypocritical. There's no reason for you to have gone 5-7. You didn't inherit a bad situation. Randy did. Randy had to deal with shit was going on with Coker's team when he lost the team. Al Golden had to deal with the NCAA. What's his name? Mario has walked into a situation where Miami's paying money. They're paying top dollar, dog. You got NIL. They're supposedly building this football facility that we haven't seen anything about. I guess
that will never get built. That shit's never gonna get built.
But you hyping that up. You got all the boosters behind you because Miami politics, bro. You know how it is, dog. You know what it is, man. And that's why Mario's coach, man. Because it came down to Mario and Manny. They weren't looking at nobody else. But I'm looking at a guy like, for example, listen, man. Look, bro. I know people are like, oh, well, you keep SMU is not sustainable, man. I'm looking at Rhett Lashley and how he coached, man.
Rhett Lashley was Mario too. Rhett Lashley should never be a head coach at
where?
Oh, at where? Oh, you cut out. I gotta hear this.
Rhett Lashley should never be a coach at a team. We should not hire first-time head coaches. That has never fared well for us, aside from Butch.
Oh, you saying Manny 2.0? I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I think Manny and Rhett Lashley both could do it at this point in their careers because they had time to grow. They had time to see what it's like as head coaches. So you can see what Manny's doing over at Duke.
Manny had good characteristics to be a good head coach. Manny, a lot of people when people speak on Manny, like it's not like I dislike Manny. I don't think Manny was right for the job at that time. If you pull up any tweet I ever posted about Manny, I said Manny will land on his feet, Miami will be okay, and it happened. Both of them are okay. Manny landed on his feet. He got another head coach job. He earned, and this is what I was telling Cuban. He didn't deserve the Miami job. He earned the Temple job. He earned that job. That is the job that his number one defense in the country earned him in 2019.
See, this is what this is what I don't understand. So why did Kirby and Dabble did they deserve Georgia and Clemson?
So Dabble was about to get fired. Chad Morris saved his job.
Right, you got to give it time.
And so And so when you talk about Kirby, these are isolated situations. We can't speak to what these schools chose to do with their money. But you're talking about a place like Miami. Before Kirby got there, Georgia hadn't won a championship since '81, and Clemson hadn't won one since '80. So
Right.
it's not like they had anything to play for. Miami has won 5 championships in that same time span.
But I hear, but
Miami,
this what I understand. I don't. This is what I understand in your debate. One side, you said that Manny deserved the Temple job, but he didn't deserve the Miami job, which makes no sense because, like, so then what? I guess what is deserving of a job? Every coach is probably going to get their first start at a big school. I mean, look at Dan Lanning, right? Did he deserve that Oregon job? You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't understand this debate when it comes to that. Like,
well,
it,
deserving means you're entitled. You feel like you're entitled to it, and earned is you got it on your own. You got it out the mud, and that's what the value. That's what the market valued you at, and you
So
earned this much.
so this
I
is
don't
how I
think.
feel about it. For both of y'all, I agree with what both of y'all are saying. So like Cuban, you're saying he needs more. People need more time. Reezy, you're saying, you know, he should have gotten hired based on his credentials at that particular time.
Yes,
So which is a fair statement. I think that it's a fair statement because of how much money Miami was putting out at that time. No, he probably wasn't ready for the job. Now, to Cuban, to your point, yeah, if I do believe if Miami would have opened the checkbook at least to let him get, you don't have to pay. They didn't have to pay Manny $89 million a year. They could have paid him his 4.5, but allowed him to, get some real coordinators and spend $1 million, $2 million, or whatever he has to do to get the elite staff and behind the nutrition program and all that. Like the extra money, they could have allocated those funds into the staff. So I think that in what you're saying is fair too. I agree with both of y'all saying. Like, I don't think either one of y'all are wrong. I think that Manny Diaz with more time at Miami could have been successful. I also think that him going to another program and then maybe coming to Miami later would have been he would have been way more successful because Manny Diaz, the great quality about him is he adapts. He's not willing, like he's like when we didn't like that offense, he said, and everybody was like, "Yo, you need to run a player friendly offense." He went out and got Rhett Lashley, bro. He had Dan Enos that one year. Dan Enos fizzled out, and everybody was calling for his head. But the one thing I'll say is, hey, he did what he had to do. The turnover chain. I need something to motivate my because the dude loved Miami, bro. Like
he did.
he loved the U, bro. I thought, what I'm saying. But that's on Miami for not allowing. That's the problem with the Herd. That's the University of Miami being cheap, and thinking they're gonna bring back the wonder years, if you will, from the early 2000s. And you can't do that. That's why Miami's where it's at right now because you over all this time, all those championships you won, you never put it back into the football program. You just thought it was gonna always be like that. And then when the
Yep.
OB got knocked down, it was a wrap. You don't buy that land. You don't try to renovate that stadium. You tear it down, and now you got Marlins Park there, and they're never gonna win. And I hope they never win, bro. I'm just being real with you.
I hope they get rid of the Marlins. I hope the Marlins go to Montreal or somewhere where
I do.
what they're talking about.
I hope the Marlins don't ever win a championship, bro. In
yeah,
that
I
stadium.
mean, we gotta
I'm
hope
just
for
saying.
We gotta hope for Nashville or what's the other city? I
I thought
think
they were talking
Portland.
about Toronto or something. They were talking about sending them up there.
Now Portland wants Portland and Nashville. Portland, Charlotte, and Nashville want a baseball team. So hopefully one of them fucking takes it. But
Yeah.
this is my thing. Even if Manny won at Temple came back to Miami, I think it would have been the same results, right? One thing that people don't understand about this program, it's a very tough job, right? Tough job because of the competition that Larry Coker allowed to come into South Florida, right? it's hard to get the top recruits in South Florida. You know, all the recruits in all the best recruits in South Florida leave or, you know, or play around with Miami, right? And it's like getting players at Miami is difficult. The funding at Miami is very difficult, right? And it's like if they don't open if they don't open that checkbook, it's going to be difficult, right? And this is where, you know, this is where the shit's about to start. Now, Riz, right, is walking around here with his damn 10-2, right? And me and you, Brent, know this is the fakest 10-2 we've ever seen on the face of this earth, right? And it's like, you know, just going back to Manny and this whole Mario situation, right? It's one thing that Manny got right, and like what you said, Brent, is we're no longer going to run this power stuff. We're going to spread the ball. We're going to, you know, go up tempo, and that's what the state of Florida, Georgia is, right? It's an up tempo type of scheme, and what we're trying to do now, it's not going to fit Miami. What Cam did last year was a once in the blue moon type of shit, right? That's why I said that 10-2 was a fake 10-2, and Riz wants to make it seem like this is, you know, a real 10-2. We're back and we're dominant. Nah, we're gonna have problems next year because we don't have an identity, and this is a very tough program. That's why I get on Mario's head. Is like, hey, you need to stay local and just recruit a whole bunch of 3 stars from Florida, Georgia, and Texas, whatever, and Louisiana, right? But he's trying to be a national recruiter. We're not there yet. We're not ready to go national, right? Like, you know, people killed me because I saw that Justin Scott might transfer, right? And it's like, you got to stay local, man, because these kids are going to get homesick. They're going to want money, and you're going to be tied up to these players. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just you know, I'm just going to get on Riz heads again. You know what I'm saying? Like that. This is the fakest 10-2 I ever seen. I know you think it's the greatest. You know, like we're back, but we're not back. Riz. This 10-2 was bullshit.
I mean, we had. Oh, go ahead, Reese. I'm gonna let you get it, G.
I never said we were back. You go back to 2017. You go back to 2017. That team should have lost to Georgia Tech. It took a what was it, a 4th down catch by
Antonio Langham.
Against Georgia Tech. They played horrible against North Carolina. They played horrible against Florida State, and they won those games. My point is, kids need to learn how to win.
Well,
Miami
hey,
has
no, wait, whoa. Hey, man, listen, man. That Florida State game, we took it from them, bro. We drove down the field. We did what we had to do when it mattered. Because even in going back to the early 2000s, when we was it was the 2000 game because we had to break that 5-game losing streak we had against them.
the wide right.
We was up wide right. We was up 17-0. Florida State came back, took the lead, and you know we had to win late or whatever. I think we won that game 27-24. So at that time, and then Jimbo was getting top 3, top 5 classes. So
In
we was
2000?
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about 2017.
I'm just comparing. I'm comparing the 2 Florida State
Yeah.
teams.
Okay.
So like the type of talent we was going against, you know, while Jimbo, you know, was falling off as a coach, that was more talented Florida State team. That was the last really talented FSU team we played. You know, in terms of talent, and you know we were on like a 7-game losing streak, so it was gonna come down, and it was in Tallahassee, and so I'm not, you know, I listen. I'm taking that all day, every day. The difference between 2017 and we didn't play hero ball. We had a couple of games where we got lucky. It went our way, but we did win what we were supposed to win. When it came down to the ranked matchups, the big games, we whooped ass. That was the difference between this team and, you know, the team of 2017. Like Virginia Tech came to town. We put on the black uniforms, which I think was probably the best all black uniforms that we've had. Those first black uniforms, we came out in all black, whooped their ass at prime time. The very next weekend, Notre Dame brought their ass to Miami.
A top 5 team.
A top 5 team beat their ass 41-9. Bruh, that Miami, like they started. That was the last time I saw them, and you know it looked like the team was getting stronger at the end of the season. That was the only time it looked like, okay, we actually getting better. Each game, you saw that Miami confidence. The Notre Dame game was the last time that was the last time I want to say it probably ever felt like the OB type of vibes in terms of just the environment at Miami, just the way it was. Like that was probably the last time that that was probably the only time you'll ever get that type of environment at Hard Rock Stadium in the last, since because we haven't been able to replicate that. We've had sold out games, but it wasn't like that Notre Dame vibe. That was like that felt like an old school Miami game. Something I haven't felt. That's why we now like the 2017 team is like the team is like everybody brags about. Because yet again, they fell short though. Because after all of that hype, they went to Pittsburgh and then they shit the bed, man.
They lost 3 straight games.
But the difference between them and this team is they made the ACC championship, bro. They made it, bro. And then
they got the doors blew off them by Clemson.
And I was about to say that. They made that. But we got to ask what about Clemson? 2017, if I'm not mistaken, Clemson won a national championship, right?
And all things being equal, if Miami had if we had gotten into the game this year and against Clemson, or I think Miami beats Clemson or SMU, because they're gonna have to outscore them. Cuban already said that they would have to outscore them, and Clemson's offense is trash, and SMU went toe to toe with
the team that I'd be more. I would agree that we would have beat Clemson. But I think SMU would have been a toss up just because I think SMU would have been like more of a Syracuse type of game, it would have been like a Syracuse type of game. Whereas like we have a good enough defense to stop them, but no, we didn't have a good enough defense. We have a good enough offense to pretty much scoring them at will, but what is our defense going to do? And I think Clemson had a good defense. That's why they were able to win. They were able to shut some of that bullshit down. They just got physical with them. That's really what happened. They got physical with them boys, man. It wasn't even like, and credit to Rhett Lashley, but you saw how Rhett Lashley was dialing that shit up though. That's what I'm talking about. He dialed it up.
But let me speak to the 10-2 real quick, right? Because my thing is this: nobody's saying that Miami is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out.
Yeah, you
I
cut
think
out.
cut out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
So we hadn't won 10 games since 2004 at that time, right? Give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we hadn't won 10 games since that 2017 team. And this team has been, the head coach of that team retired.
Mm-hmm.
Then we fired his successor and we got Mario in. And the team has to learn how to win. Regardless of how we feel about the record and how we got there, it's 10 games. It is extremely hard to win. You don't. We ain't just walking in no building and dominating no team.
Hey, Reezy, I got a question, bro.
Yep.
What's your favorite kind of Pop-Tart, G? What's your favorite kind of Pop-Tart, man?
I don't eat Pop-Tarts no more, man. I be in the gym, man. I'm a little too old for all the sweets, man. But when I did, it was the cherry.
The cherry. I'm a brown sugar Pop-Tart type of guy, man. And that's all we're gonna be able to get with this 10-2. But continue, G. My bad.
But it was but 2017, we didn't even get that. We pretty much got beat up by Wisconsin, who a team
we was
in.
What bowl was we in, bro? What bowl were we in though?
Oh, there was an Orange Bowl.
We was in a big bowl game when it mattered. That was a big bowl game.
I think this from my understanding, this is like this would be considered a New Year's Six bowl, from my understanding. If any other year,
no, we would have been third place. So this is not a big bowl game.
Yeah, this wouldn't have been a New Year's Six.
Yeah.
And if there was a 12-team playoff back then, we would have made it to the playoffs with Mark Richt.
We would have made it. We would have made it to the playoff.
And I think that's all right. Well, my issue with the 10-2, the reason I think it's fraudulent is simply because Cam Ward orchestrated 5 amazing comebacks, man, and it was just like you knew it was coming, bro. You knew it because, like, yeah, we have the talent to. We flashed against Florida. We flashed against Florida, and truth is, Graham Mertz wasn't who they said he was, and he was talking trash on the offseason, and he got what he got because he called Miami sorry. Apparently, according to Ja'Cory Harris, he said, "Why would you
Yeah,
be
he
worried
did.
about a sorry team?" And he was real arrogant, and Miami. That's why Miami went in there like, okay, that okay. You want to talk that crazy mess? They put him in the tent. And that's what it is. I mean, I hope the kid was okay. I don't never wish injuries on him, but he kind of got what he got because he was running his mouth, and so you're looking at each game, man. You're looking at Virginia. Once you get in the ACC play, it's like once Miami plays in the ACC, all of that, like they get Ball State, man. They won 62-0. I'm like, okay. Even USF came out in the beginning. They were trying to act tough and bump into them while they were coming out. Miami beat their ass 51-15 or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And then Virginia Tech, man, on a Friday night. I'm like, okay, Virginia Tech, they're not Virginia, they're not Beamer ball Virginia Tech. They not the real Virginia Tech that y'all know about the real Virginia Tech. They ain't lunch pail defense Virginia Tech. They're a shell of what they used to be. I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Yeah, we got this. Based on what I saw for the first 4 games, I'm like, we got Cam Ward. Defense looks good. Okay, hero ball, man. It wasn't a catch, by the way. The dude didn't
No,
catch the ball.
it
He
wasn't.
bobbled. He bobbled the ball. I don't care, and they should have never called it a touchdown in the first place. Cause
Nope.
I was coming from church that night, bro. I was at a church event, and I'm sitting there. Our wife is playing the thing, got the game on. I had her playing the game while I'm driving, and I'm sitting there trying to see what's going on. I'm like, bro, they better not lose. And I hear touchdown and blah blah blah. But the game shouldn't have got that close. Bad mistakes. Miami was actually about to blow the doors open.
We were about to go up 21-0, but they
They was about
called
to blow
a
the
bad hold on Markel Bell.
okay, and discipline. Very supposedly discipline, the disciplinary coach, but a team that always finds themselves in situations where you know, they're penalized a lot. But that's a whole nother conversation. Then you go into who was it was just like game after game. I don't have the schedule pulled up, and I don't want to pull up because I'm on the web browser
After
because
that,
I'm
it was
since I'm a
Cal.
whole.
I believe
It
it
was
was
Cal,
Cal
bro.
after that.
Cal, man. I went to sleep on that game. They was
I,
down.
I
I
sat
went.
up the whole game. I watched every
All right.
minute
I,
of it.
I had a part. I had a house party that day, so I had people over, and bro, I was gone. So I woke up. I was watching the game, and I'm like, damn, they about to here goes that bull crap, man. A late game. Okay, Miami, game day, they gonna blow it on game day. I woke up, man, 39-38.
Well, the
I
Virginia Tech game is what really changed it for me. Like what really showed that the defense we couldn't rely on the defense.
but
Like,
but but that's what I'm saying. The defense you couldn't rely on, but you relied on Cam. Cam is literally the only reason, bro. That's my
but he's a team. He's on the team. Like I
he
don't get this notion that this I don't this ain't skeet shooting or swimming.
yeah,
This is a team game, and
it
so
is a team game.
so Cam it can't like to have if there's
Reason, reason. I feel
oh,
you, bro. I
Florida State
feel you.
didn't have a quarterback. That's the reason why they're 2-10. Not because there's not talent up there in Tallahassee. They're 2-10 because they had no quarterback, none, and that's the difference between any team in where we're at in Florida and Florida State and any team in America. If you got a quarterback, you got a chance.
You got a chance, right? Okay. I agree with that, but you also have a running back. You also got offensive line. You also can be more creative. I think that Mike Norvell And Florida State, I think that was bad coaching on them too. I think a
So let
lot of
me
that
ask
was
you.
bad. What's
Let
up,
me
bro?
ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Just one
Yeah,
simple question. Because Miami, we won these games. Just like we did
yeah,
with
they
Mark
10-2,
Jackson.
bro. They 10-2.
Mark Mark Rick, that offense was terrible under Mark Rick.
It was.
Horrible.
Oh, oh,
Manny.
oh, hold on, hold on. All right. So this is, yeah, I'll let y'all boys talk for a second. So you were talking about 2017, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
we got blown out by Clemson, right? But you do know who was missing, who was injured from those games, right? Both of our tight ends, Herndon and the Joku. No,
Nope,
Herndon
nope.
and Herndon
We're
and
not
I
gonna
forgot the other
we're
guy.
not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because
Hold on, hold on,
we
hold
don't
on.
give this team them excuses for injuries. We don't
No, no,
do
but this is no. We didn't have a Ahmad miss. Our top receiver wasn't missing. Our top running back wasn't missing. Our top tight end wasn't missing. Right, those three guys were extremely important to that offense. When those three guys went, then the defense started going down. Right, so I'm not trying to give excuses for injuries, but you have to include injuries when it comes to playing against Clemson because if we would have had Walton, Ahmad, and who was the other guy? Herndon, right?
Herndon.
We would have beat Clemson
We
easily.
would not have beat that team. That
I
team
don't
Yeah,
was a
think we. I
juggernaut.
don't think we would have beat them. I think the game would have been closer.
We would have
we would
scored
have
more
beat
than three
Clemson.
points. We would have scored more than 3 points, but we would not have beat them.
We would have beat them. I don't mind that. Fuck that. We would have beat
Look.
motherfucking Clemson. Fuck them.
No,
Um,
we didn't have Bain for the majority of the season. We didn't have Elijah Austin after Virginia Tech. We didn't see Damari Brown at
but
all.
those will not start. I mean, okay, so this is now going back to what I was going back to Mario. I was the only person that said this deep when I saw the Florida game, I was like, our defense is not good. And I said our cornerbacks are hands down, and I got destroyed on Twitter and everywhere else. I'm like, I was called a hater. And I'm like, I saw the deficiencies against Florida right on, from snap one. I was like, oh, we got problems, right? But I didn't want to get called a hater, but losing Cam James, Harrison Hunt, Harvey, Flag was major on this defense, right?
Losing
And
Cameron James was major. Everybody else, we upgraded. We were better at.
Harrison Hunt. This is why I keep telling people there is a reason why Bain didn't look this good this year, and that's because LT and Harrison Hunt were there to help out the D line, right? Like they covered up a lot of people on that defensive line. You've seen the difference when both of them left, right? Bain was not able to do the Bain things because he was getting double and triple team, right? And it's like when you miss on recruiting, when you fuck up on recruiting, this what happens, right? And this going back to this 10-2, right? This 10-2, the reason why I cannot rock with this 10-2 is because it's not going to carry over to next year. You're going to have a brand new court. You're going to have a brand new everything on this damn team, right? So it's like this 10-2 was a waste. You should have. This is the only reason why could have been a fireable offense on Mario, and it's because you missed out on potentially $50 million, right?
QB, we see you, by the way, man.
Oh,
QB said that. I was just reading the comment. QB is in here. Hey, QB, if you want to jump in, you can. If you want to hop on,
but yeah,
he
let me
says,
get this one last thing off. This
go
is
ahead.
the only reason why this could have been a fireable offense for Mario. Because Mario, you missed out on $50 million, right?
Yeah,
That
that's a
fifty
lot of
million
money.
dollars. That $50 million could have paid your contract off, could have helped out for the facilities, and could have helped out in the NIL, right? Now we're in this, now we're in this situation where we're losing players, we're losing recruits, so on and so forth, because we can't afford to pay for them, right? And it's like this year we should have minimum made the ACC championship, and and this is just not a real 10-2, man. This was not nowhere near a dominant 10-2. This was, man, we
It
got
was
lucky we had
2017.
chance after 10-2,
It was
huh?
2017.
2017 was more. 2017 we played a ranked team. We didn't play a ranked team this year.
That's not Miami's fault though, bro. You can't penalize the school for
That
Florida not being ranked. We can't penalize the school for the AP not ranking Syracuse. Syracuse is the only 9-3 team in the country that in as far as in the Power Four, I believe, that's not ranked.
I hear you, but you can't. Just giving you the results. I'm not doing if ands or buts because if I do the if ands or buts, you'll kick my ass on Manny's last year that we could have gone 10-2. We were 8 points away from being 10-2, but you're not. You're not going to allow me that if ands or buts, right? So I'm not going to use the if
I
ands or
didn't.
buts. Now.
I gave you facts. I said we didn't. I said that's not our fault. That's not. We all fans of Miami Hurricanes. That's not our fault that our opponents are not handling business outside of us.
Yeah, you have a point there, but this year, even before that, right? They took Clemson and Notre Dame off this schedule. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know why.
Because of SMU, SMU, Stanford,
Oh,
and
yeah,
came in,
yeah,
so they
yeah.
had to change the schedule. But it's like, I just don't know, right? But yeah, man, it's just this is and I see everybody say, "Oh, we went 10-2." I'm like, man, come on, man, let's be real. All of us were sitting bricks against Duke at halftime, right? We were like, why is Duke beating us at halftime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Louisville game, we were all sitting bricks. It's like again, this was not a if this was a dominant 10-2, I'm like, all right, Riz, I'll give it to you, but this was not a dominant 10-2, not whatsoever.
I saw the defense to me, like you said, it was UF. I thought the issues revealed themselves against Virginia Tech. I don't know how you feel about that, Rent, but I thought Virginia Tech was when I noticed that blueprint right there, running us horizontal, and coming up with a horizontal gap scheme
Mm-hmm.
to stretch the defense wide and then crack them down the middle. I figured that's what they would do. They would keep it because they were giving us the same look over and over and over. And guess what?
So
It wasn't that game. It was a USF game that really, really exposed it with that white receiver,
Yeah, well,
running left
because
to right,
Lance
and we
Guidry
could.
did not want to come out of man coverage. He kept them in man coverage all game, all game. Daryl Porter was getting beat. He didn't, and this is another thing with this staff. This is the thing with this staff. They are late to making adjustments, especially Lance Guidry. Lance Guidry coaches the safeties, and that's the worst position group on the field. That in itself is a fireable offense. That's the equivalent of Manny coaching the linebackers, and they are the worst under recruited, underdeveloped group on the team when he was here. And I just can't. As great as Manny is, I wanted Manny back. I'll tell you, I wanted Manny as our DC back in 2011 under Golden, going back that far.
I can't say that because Manny was at Texas and he was horrible.
He would no, he was the hottest. You go back to that. You go back before he was fired and before Muschamp left Texas. Manny was the DC. Manny was the hottest DC in the country. Okay. He got fired because of that BYU game.
Yeah, but we
But
weren't paying, so we couldn't. We even if it was the pop, we couldn't pay for Manny back then.
but I think in his scheme, and what I was telling you is his scheme is very similar to Lance Guidry, where they run an overly aggressive scheme, and they require, if you notice, they require upperclassmen to run the scheme, like you had in Cam and James, who can run the scheme, who can they know how to make all the checks. They approach it like pros, so they're more knowledgeable, and they put a lot on their shoulders. So when you have to develop from the ground up, like a Zaquan who clearly was out of his league, he wasn't ready this year, and you bring in someone like Mish Powell who's out of position and he's not a safety, you have this. They don't trust Markeith Williams. They haven't developed that kid for whatever reason. That kid is not ready to play still.
He's small.
Yeah, and so what are we doing here at the safety spot? And that's why the defense was so bad, because the safeties cannot play. And if the safeties can't play, you notice Manny. One thing Manny had was great safety play. He had really good safety play from Jaquan, from Rayshon. Like he had really good safety play, and that's what took that defense over the top. We don't have that here, and
I agree.
We are in fucking trouble next year if that kid does not work out.
Which one?
The Poyser, the Zachariah Poyser, the new safety they just brought in from Jacksonville State. If that kid does not work out, if that kid is not performing, if he is not making tackles, if he is not, because Jaden Harris and Cuban, no, I don't know. I don't know if you saw Rant went on Twitter, but because I know we just recently started following each other, we would just see each other in passing on there. But I was a big Jaden Harris fan. I said he got speed, he's got the traits. He just needs to. He just needs to be. He needs to be confident. Jaden Harris not being confident and getting in probably the worst safety we've seen in a while is mind blowing.
Yeah. He might be Jaden Harris. He probably played as bad. He's low key AJ Highsmith Jr. bad.
Casey Rogers bad.
Casey Rogers. I was about to say Casey freaking Rogers, AJ Highsmith Jr. bad this year. Like in Florida, he looked good against Florida, bro.
Looked great against Florida.
And then I don't know, bro. I think when he played against Walmart Barrios, or not Barrios, but Walmart Restrepo at USF, dude was killing Miami. But I don't know, man. I think like you and Cuban both said, like I think Virginia Tech kind of showed USF what to do. And USF exposed it more. Like I think Virginia Tech exposed it, and then USF exposed that shit. And then it was just everybody was like, "Oh, that's how you beat Miami." Because even the commentators started saying stuff about it. If you noticed it during the games, they would talk about, "Oh, that's how teams are gonna start doing. That's what they do. They throw little nuggets out. Teams are gonna start doing this, and then everybody started doing the same thing to the Hurricanes." But you said something. You said Guidry didn't make adjustments, bro. We all saying the same. It's coaching, bro. That's what I feel. It's coaching, bro. It's coaching.
I don't know, man. I think as a player, I don't think we have the players to fit his scheme. Again, this goes back to
Cuban, let me ask you a question, bro. If we playing pickup football, right? Are you gonna play and you got somebody? Let's say y'all playing defense. You know how it was back. You just pick up randomly.
Yeah.
Is the fast person? Reezy is the fast person. Are we gonna put the slow person? Are we gonna have them playing man? They playing zone, bro.
Right. We're gonna put them in zone.
You're gonna sit your ass in zone, right? You're gonna have a safety over the top. Ain't no way we going man on man on man. Guidry should be fired. I'm gonna tell you why Guidry should be fired. Cause he made that young man Frederick, who I think played well all year, played well, but you exposed that kid. You put him in such a bad position.
Yeah.
They ran the same effing play 4 times in a row on that kid, bro. And I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, bro, dog, yeah, 15. What's his name? 15 at safety. He is small, but in terms of his coverage ability, just put him back there to help that young man out, dog. You had no help. You just ran. You went straight up, press man, no safety help.
Yeah.
And got hit on the same play over and over. That's fireable. But I get on Mario Cristobal. The reason I get on Mario is because you just sitting your big ass on the sideline allowing this shit to happen. You just watching this as a
what do we want? Do we want a micromanager, or do we want him to be a CEO and let his coaches coach? Which one?
Hold on. This is my thing. If you heard Guidry in his first press conference, he says, "I like leaving my cornerbacks on an island." Right? He doesn't like helping them out. So if Riz, you hired me and I tell you I need this specific, I run this specific scheme. You need to go ahead and find me players to fit that scheme. You need to find me 10 shutdown corners that are going to be in the island. If you know that Frederick cannot be an island, then that's the
I
coach.
don't.
That's the
I don't think
recruiting.
he.
You should have recruited the players to fit that scheme.
I don't think
You
he.
had
I don't think he had an issue with Frederic. I don't. I don't think.
well, I mean, he got his ass exposed.
Well,
And
and that's the only time he's had his ass exposed, and he was due for a true freshman moment. I don't think Frederic is the issue. Now you both were saying the same thing, and you guys are right, like to a degree. Rent said, you need to adjust, which is I agree with, and you said something about the players. The players, remember when you said, he don't need to be, he need to recruit Miami players. This is why kids, we need to go out of the state to get players, because no schools are created equally. And if you look at some of these kids out of state, why does Miami look so slow on defense? Not because they're not great athletes, it's because they're thinking too much and they don't know what they're doing. So it doesn't seem like these kids are smart as far as football on the field. They don't know how to adjust on the fly. They can't sit up. They can't read. They can't even get to the right depth in their drops. They don't understand zone concepts. They don't understand route switches. They don't understand matching routes. What are we teaching them? And it's been
Yeah,
like that for years. These kids don't understand what they're doing. And I have a
I agree.
problem with that, because
I agree.
if you're looking at these kids and you're telling me that they're not fitting, they're not right for this scheme, and then what is the scheme? Because either they're you heard this expression, there are no bad teachers, there are no bad students, only bad teachers. How are you teaching them? How are you reaching them? Lance Guidry also said in his press conference he was a special ed teacher. So, and you had to learn how to teach people a different way.
Yep.
What are we doing to where our players are always just pretty much perplexed out there? They don't know what they're doing. That tells me that they don't trust the scheme. They don't trust what they're seeing. They don't trust what they're doing. And I have a
it,
problem.
but this is the thing. It's like you run. It's like I'm an option. No, I'm a spread quarterback, and you recruit me an option quarterback, right? What the fuck you doing? Right?
Hmm.
Go recruit me a spread quarterback. Go recruit me shut down quarterbacks. Go recruit fat boys that are going to block the line so I could blitz properly. Right? Get the players that fit the scheme, because same
No,
thing when
man.
happened when Mario took over. Right? You had a bunch of spread players and you were trying to run the Michigan offense. Right? It's not going to work. We had one of the worst seasons because of that main reason. The reason why Indiana had a good season this year is because the coach runs whatever scheme he has, and he has the players that match his scheme. Right? You have to find the players that match your scheme. That the only thing dumbass Manny got right. He said we're running a spread, and he recruited nothing but spread players. Because my thing is, if Manny would have got his fourth year, he would have won the ACC, because all those players were ready to go to run a spread offense and run you off the field, right? With this program on offense and on defense, it's like, I don't know what the hell we doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. And I know y'all gonna keep blaming Guidry, but it's like you need to find the players that fit that scheme. Same thing, last year you had TVD as quarterback, right? But he didn't fit the scheme that Dawson had. And you found a guy that kind of did. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the players that fit your scheme, it does not matter who's a coach. Bill Belichick, Jimmy Johnson could be your head coach. And if they don't fit, the players don't fit the scheme, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm with both of y'all. I think I get what you're saying in terms of players needing to fit the scheme. Um, at the same time, you still have to make adjustments, bro.
Yeah, you
At
got
the
to
end
put
of the day, bro, it's not to cut you off, Reezy. But at the end of the day, bro, that doesn't negate the fact that you could have ran a cover two. You could have had safety help. You saw your corner out there struggling, and you did nothing.
yeah.
And that's just what I'm talking about. And it's like the whole staff. It's not just Guidry. I get on everybody. Dawson lost that game just as much as Guidry did. You was up 21-0.
Why you not
Where's your
running the ball?
Why are you not running the ball? Where's your
Hold on. I disagree with
creativity?
you on that one. I mean, you stick with what you do. If you're a passing team, stick with it. Don't try to be cute and running out. Pass that bitch and keep passing it, right?
Okay.
But the
Okay.
thing is, they try to mix that the run, and it's like, nah, man, just keep doing what you're doing.
It
Don't
went
change up.
left because they put Jordan Lyle in, and Jordan Lyle wasn't as patient as Damian Martinez or Mark Fletcher was, and he wasn't moving the pile. But once they went to Jordan Lyle, that's when the offense kind of sputtered, and it allowed them to get back in the game. But I just feel like something's missing because we didn't blitz as much as we normally do. Like you remember last year, we ran a bunch of little blitzes with Kiko to get him going, and instead they chose to leave him in coverage a lot this year and let him drop back, let him try to make him an every down linebacker. He is not that. He is a blitzer. He is not he's not a coverage linebacker. He needs to blitz him. You need to get him coming downhill. And those stunts. Tyler Barron was underwhelming. Tyler Barron was a big waste of an investment.
I agree. I agree, man. I'm just, bro, at the end of the day, Cuban, I hear what you're saying. Yes, passing works. But then, okay, why you didn't go to Arroyo a lot in
Yeah,
that game? If you're going to say that, then they should stick to the passing, fine. But you could have went to your tight ends. It was open. The shit was open. You could have told Cam, hey, check down, because that check down shit was open. So
All
if we're
day.
gonna pass, bro, where's the adjustment from the OC to say, hey, look, man, this is what I'm seeing out there. You need to look for this, Cam. Cam, the big play is gonna come, but you
yeah,
got to do this.
yeah,
I'm not saying Cam don't get 400 yards passing, but Cam, shit, we trying to get to the fucking playoffs.
yeah.
Like if you get to the playoff, Cam Ward, if you get to the playoffs and you win the ACC championship and you get Miami to the playoffs, you might have won the damn Heisman.
Yep.
That like straight up, man. Like that's instead of trying to put here, you take Miami and you win the ACC championship, and they're gonna say, hey, Cam Ward won the ACC championship. There
Yeah.
is no like you were the only reason Travis Hunter won. Like if Miami would have went undefeated, Miami would have went undefeated and won the AC championship. Cam Ward's winning the Heisman. I
If
don't
they
give a
won,
damn what. Go ahead, bro. Region. What'd you say?
my bad. I said the Georgia Tech game lost him the Heisman. That's the game that lost him because the check downs were open.
It was there, and then you didn't want to, and then you don't want to run the ball, bro. Like, bro, it's there. Just run 10 yards and go out of bounds, like you were doing against Florida. But I get on the OC, I get on Mario. It was like, bro, what are you y'all are not coaching. Y'all just letting the players do. Y'all just letting them
They let
freelance.
Cam do what he wanted. I mean, like you call him the OC.
He was the
Uh,
OC, bro. He was the
I saw
OC.
Cam. I'm there
He was
floor seats at the USF game that up here in Tampa. I had floor. I was there, and I saw Cam telling what he was gonna do, and him not even listening to fucking Shannon Dawson, not just tuning him out. So they
yep.
let Cam. They let Cam say, "Oh, they gave me the keys to the castle." They let him have free reign.
But bro, like I said, bro, listen, man, I don't be, you know what I'm saying,
But
dog.
I don't. It
I'm
worked out to a degree.
It worked out, bro. But at some point, dog, at the end of the day, it's called controlled chaos, bro. For example, I got to talk about Jimmy Johnson, right? Jimmy Johnson, right? His thing was, yeah, it would look crazy to everybody else, but Jimmy had control of Miami. He had complete control of the team. He like they might have been dancing and doing whatever, and when they were whooping ass, but he had complete control of that team. Mario Cristobal acts like he has control and gets, funky with the media and tries to act like you Hulk. When we call him Hulk Hogan, you try that Hulk Hogan BS, but there is no discipline on the field. Your player, you got your quarterback saying, "Nigga, I'm gonna run this shit the way I want to run this motherfucker. I see the check down, bitch. I want the 70-yard pass." Like, no, bro, this is, you know what I'm saying? It still has to be Cam Ward. Listen, man, Cam, we gonna get you this Heisman, but dog, The check down is there. Gidry, bro, we know you like to run man, but damn, this Frederick is dying out there, man. They going at him every damn play. It's literally like it's literally running the same play over and over and over.
Or
And
they
it's
just
like
ran go routes. They mossed Porter. They mossed Damari. He
they
got in the
mauled.
game and gave up a 40-yard bomb.
He
And then we
did,
didn't
bro.
see him again.
So this is
40
my
yard.
thing. You don't think they're gonna keep doing that?
I don't, because I think that they're gonna blitz more next year. I think if Poyser can't be any worse than what Jaden Harris was.
I mean, we don't know, man. This dude is coming from Jacksonville State, Mississippi, whatever the fuck he comes from. This is another problem. We need to stop. We need to stop getting these players from these schools that we don't know. We don't know where these guys are gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Cuban. But even with the talent we have now, man, like where is it, man? What are they doing, bro?
Yeah.
What are they
They
doing with
recruited
the talent? They
Jaden Harris
recruit
came straight here and was getting toasted.
dog. Like at some point, bro. Like what's going on? Like what's up with the corners? Why didn't you? My thing is, you might as well just let DVD be the cornerbacks coach, because he's an elite recruiter. DVD was your best damn recruiter. You let him walk to USF. You should have just kept DVD there. If you're gonna bring this dude from Gidry's homeboy, you brought Gidry's homeboy in there versus just, you know what? I'm gonna get a Miami Hurricane guy who knows all of Miami-Dade, Broward. We talk about recruiting. That is your ace. That's your ace recruiter right there. That is your best recruiter. He's gonna get you any position you need. He is the guy. A lot of guys came to Miami because of DVD. And Manny was smart enough to know, hey man, we gotta keep this mother. You gotta pay him what he needs to be paid. But what is Chevin Jackson or whatever his name is? What is he getting paid? And then the corners don't look good. They don't. Daryl Porter looks worse this year. To be honest with you, last year he looked better under, and people didn't like a die. But the cornerback play was better under a die, bro.
It's
Like
all that homeboy shit, man. It's all that homeboy love.
you know, like you know, they don't look good, dog. It just looks like regression, and that's why I say next year it ain't gonna be Cam Ward, Houdini plays, shuffle passes. It's gonna be Emory, who can't move as well as Cam Ward, and if that offensive line ain't blocking, ain't playing elite, which at times they weren't. A lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were, and sometimes they weren't. And they
Kiko's
not
definitely
consistent.
looked there. Yeah, they gave up a lot of just straight up head up blitzes,
They
sacks.
did, bro. Man, all right, man. Emory Williams, he ain't gonna get you that Houdini bullshit. And if they pick up that he's just gonna go to the check down, they're gonna have somebody for that too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what you
Nah,
gonna do? All right.
He ain't gonna check down every play. I don't, and they not gonna be off every play. It's I think it's but I do believe that they need to. I'm not as concerned about the offense, to be honest with you. I mean, I know we losing a lot of production. We losing the Davy O'Brien. We losing 4 receivers. I'm not really
Man,
concerned.
we losing Kellen Winslow Jr. 2.0
Yeah,
at tight end, bro.
we losing the tight end. But I'm not concerned about that. I mean, Dawson's offense was top 20 last year, top 15, whatever last year.
No,
In
it
with
wasn't.
T, it was like top 25 or something.
It was 25 last year.
Yeah,
But here.
yeah.
Let me get you, Reezy. This is where I get everybody. The reason that it was as high as it was is because of the first 4 games. After Texas A&M, and when they went on that bye week and they changed the offense up, Dawson's offense averaged 26.1 points per game in the ACC. They were terrible. It was slightly better than Josh Gaddis. That's why I have no faith. That's why I have no faith. Because it looked good the first 4 games. You know, he had TBD running the type of offense that he needed to run, getting the ball out quick, not thinking too damn much. But then you come out against Georgia Tech and you just change it all up and you want to go power, we're strong, blah, blah, blah. Michigan, slow down the tempo, no rhythm, you know, and
TVD threw 3 picks against Georgia Tech.
man, they got to simplify it, bro. Listen, man. You just said what's his name was a special ed teacher, and whatchamacallit, what's his name? What's the
Gidry.
OC? Gidry was
Gidry.
a special ed teacher, but just like Gidry should be able to figure out, bro, you got to know the strength of your players, bro. Everybody knows TVD get the ball out quick, get the ball out fast for TVD. If TVD gets the ball out quick, man, he gonna look like damn Tom Brady in that bit. But if you got this mug just sitting there, he got to think. They drop 8, man. You already know what time it is. So you got to be quick with it, man. Quick pass, TVD, quick slants. They weren't doing that, man. Slants are always open. Slants are
That's his
always there.
problem. TBD can't read a zone defense. At some point, and I said this too,
Huh? Hello?
You broke up.
I said at some point the kid has to take ownership for his game. TBD struggled initially under Rhett before Rhett had to sit him down and say, "Bro, what do you do best?" And
You mean
TBD told him.
whatchamacallit? You mean Dawson?
No, Rhett Lashley sat TBD down and said, "Bro, what do you do best?" And TBD said, "Well, I like this, I like that." Rhett Lashley did what you said, simplified his playbook for TBD, and that's when TBD took off. He struggled. Then every Gaddis was just trash, and then he struggled under Dawson, same way. And it was like he cannot think. He needs you need to tell TBD A B. That's what he needs to know. He needs to he don't give him options. Like you said, get the ball out quick. Don't give him options. You don't think those other coordinators figured that out? Oh, this
Hey man,
motherfucker likes to get the ball out. They get paid millions of dollars too.
hey man, hey bro. All I'm gonna say is, man, look, hey, TVD had talent.
He did.
Again, but he also got screwed up, bro. He got screwed up, man. Mario, this is my thing. This is why I'm gonna get on Mario. Did Mario not come in on a press conference when he was squeezing the damn football and pulling the little mini shirt that they gave him, the little jersey when he took the job, the Miami Hurricanes next head coach? Did he not come out there and say that Tyler Van Dyke is the best quarterback in the
Sure
country?
did.
Did he
And what do
not?
you?
Did he not say that? Did he not say that, bro?
Well, so what do you want him to say though, bro? Like, if I'm
Hey
confused.
man, I mean, bro, you could say he's one of the best quarterbacks.
Like
No,
you,
don't say shit. Just shut the fuck up. So we gotta go to work. We in a rebuild. We're
Well,
gonna
you got, or
rebuild.
you,
We're
or you
gonna
could say,
rebuild this and shut up.
well,
or
you
you could
go,
say,
but you literally got to speak life into your team. That's part of a coach is motivating too.
yeah,
Like, so
yeah, he
it's
lying. I ain't gonna listen, man.
yeah,
Look, bro.
that's true. I do agree with that.
Hey man, look, bro. I ain't gonna listen, man. I ain't gonna sit here and say, hey man, hey bro, you could beat Usain Bolt in the race, man. I ain't gonna tell. What's that slow running back? That slow linebacker we used to have that everybody hated.
Oh,
Flag.
Corey Flag.
Corey Flag. I ain't gonna tell Corey. I be like, hey Corey, man, I believe in you, Corey. Corey, you gonna one day, man, you gonna be the fastest linebacker in NFL and college football history. You gonna be faster than Usain Bolt. I ain't gonna come out and say no stupid, crazy junk like that. TVD, man. If you would have said TVD is he's one of the best players in the country. If you say that, that's fine.
Nah,
That's
man,
fair.
because Cuban even said, what was he? What was he? Cuban? What was he? A dark horse Heisman, right?
He
Dark
was.
horse. Yeah.
So coming off of that, you see that kid. If you inheriting that kid coming from Oregon, where you just had Anthony Brown throw 3 interceptions in 2 games versus Utah back to back, and you come in and you see TBD who just threw for 2,600 yards in fucking what was
8
it?
games. It was
Eight
like 8
games.
games. So he almost threw for like 3,000 yards
Yeah.
and like it was crazy.
So you inheriting that. You mean tell me you're not gonna be excited and say, I believe I have the best quarterback in the country right now
I
coming
was
in?
Man, if you gonna say that, man, you gotta at least run the offense that you see him flourishing in, bro.
But to add context to that offense, because we all agree Gaddis was a fuck up. That was but
That was
we all know Gaddis was a failure. But Gaddis was not his first option. He wanted Jason Candle from Toledo. To this day, I still think he would rather have Jason Candle at Miami.
Jason
And
don't want to play for Mario. He
Jason
don't want to
don't
coach
want
him. He
he
don't want
don't
to coach
want
for Mario.
But it's difficult to get a. You see what happened when Dion Prime hired a head coach away from his team, only to strip him of play calling duties. You the man at that. Like I don't. It's tough for me to you the king of your castle.
Right.
Build mine. Like
But
that's.
why is Mario trying to call plays and he ain't never did that in his life? That's the issue that everybody have with Mario. His little max protection power spread that he likes to run.
I think that
That's
was to. I think that was to protect Cam, because they installed the tighter splits this year because they knew they were going to have to protect Cam. They don't normally have a tight split, and Dawson ran the ball a lot at Houston. That was one of the things Houston hated about him. If you go back and talk to see some of the shit they were posting about him, they hated that he ran the ball so much. They wanted him to throw it all over the yard, and he had Tank Dell there. So I don't think it's. I agree. I see what you're saying, dog. I do, but I mean, and I get it. Mario, this staff ain't gonna be able to do no right. Like I get it, but there's also
I think it I no, I do believe that he could do right, man. I do. I think Mario, I'm this is where I'm with you on it, really. Get some real coaches in that bitch. Get some guys in there, not homeboys like Cuban and I was saying. Not no inexperienced guys. You guys, they're paying the money. You go out there and you get you $1 million+ coach that's proven, that does what he needs to do to run that offense and to run that defense. I told y'all who I want. I tweeted who I wanted at DC. I like fucking Will Muschamp, bro. I like that crazy motherfucker, bro. You saw what happened with Georgia when he put the damn headset on because he's a damn analyst. That motherfucker put that headset on, bro. You seen that defense change up. You saw how the defense was at Florida, bro. When he was, I don't know how we, to this day, that when Al Golden beat Florida, I don't know how we won that game because there was no reason we should have won that game. Florida was 10. They were, when I tell you they had, that was the first time I can honestly admit outside of '08 that they just
they
had
were
a better team than us. They were just better. They were bigger, stronger,
Dominic
faster.
Eason, didn't that big D tackle, didn't he get injured in that game?
You talking about Michael Easley?
Yeah,
Easley?
easily. Didn't he blow his knee out again in that game?
I don't know, man. But all I know is, bro, that was a physical
Denzel
battle.
Perryman was a beast that game, though.
He
Huh?
was, man. We only had,
Denzel
bro,
Perryman was a beast that game.
we won that game because of turnovers. Because Florida, that Florida team, bro, under
Yeah.
Will Muschamp, that was the best defense I ever seen Florida
Because
ever play.
Jeff
Ever
Driscoll
play.
was fucking TBD. That's why. He do
Yeah,
two red zone interceptions, took points off the board.
dog. Remember when they hit? Remember when they hit Duke Johnson, bro?
Man,
21 when he hit Duke Johnson in his hip, bro. I was like, what the, bro? Florida was out there hitting, dog, bro. That Florida team on the Will Muschamp, though, he had the best, bro. That was the best defense I've ever seen the Gators play. They never
Will
had a defense like it.
Will Muschamp will never lead the SEC. Some of the like John Chavis, their OC, they just love coaching in the SEC. They will never leave the SEC.
Bro. You pay it, bro. You pay his ass. You pay his
Pay that
ass
money.
whatever, bro. 3 million says he will.
And I don't
3
think
million.
him and Mario would get along.
Because Will Muschamp ain't with the bullshit, bro. That's what I'm saying. Will Muschamp ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, Mario. Mario, he can't. Mario, that's the issue I got with Mario. It seemed to me, I don't know him personally,
Will
but
Muschamp was like that as the head man though.
hey, man, bro. At the end of the day, it's about winning, dog. At
And
this
he
point,
ain't won nothing. He ain't as accomplished as Mario. So we could agree to disagree with
what you mean he ain't as accomplished as Mario?
he
What? What
hasn't
you mean?
he hasn't won nothing as a head coach.
Mario hasn't either. What did Mario win, bro? Outside of
No,
Pac-12, bro. Don't please, bro. Please,
no.
Reezy. Please. What did
Look,
he do, bro?
Rent, you from Miami. You from Miami.
Correct. Yes, that is correct, sir. Hello, Reezy. You went out, G.
Oh, who's the only head coach that at least sniffed a winning record at FIU?
You talking about Mario?
But every coach has been fired since they
Don't worry,
had
bro.
that job.
Don't worry,
Mario
man.
got fired at FIU.
He
He did.
got fired too. Yeah, bro. His
He
ass
did.
got
Yeah,
fired.
Mario got fired.
But
He got fired, bro.
he the only coach that has won there. Every coach after him has been fired.
Man, maybe that was his prime days, bro.
You think
Buddy,
so?
bro. No, Mario literally it's the same thing, man. He gets 3 years, 3 years in, he's gonna have that peak year. This was the peak year for Miami, and then it's gonna drop, bro. I'm telling you. Look at Oregon, bro. Look at Oregon, dog. He had that 12-2 season, and then it just kind of fizzled out, bro. He had a high.
Didn't
And
they
you
go?
can't.
Well, how many games they won his last year there?
They went like 10-3 or 10-4.
Something like they were. I think they went 10-3. So it's not like they fizzled out. That team was still really good. Even Dan Lanning is benefiting from Nike money right now. Those kids, those dudes go and buy whoever they want,
Hey man, Mario had Nike money,
and
but
he
Dan
chose to
Lanning
come
is
to
in.
Miami. He chose to
But
come to
Dan
Miami.
Lanning, Dan Lanning's in the playoffs, bro. That's something Mario can't. He did not accomplish.
So I got a question. I got a controversial question. Is Miami a good or bad job in today's football?
In today's football, Miami,
Hmm.
man, I think they're top.
It depends on. It depends on if the administration. It depends
Y'all
on.
ain't answering the question, man. What's going on? I just asked you a simple question. Is Miami a good or bad job?
It's a good
Nah,
job. I think it's a good
it's a
job.
good job. It's a good job if they're
Would
paying.
Would you take the job, Cuban?
I would not take the job. It's
I
too
would.
much. It's too difficult. It's not enough money, and there's too many people that are living in the back. You know, like everybody recruits South Florida, Florida in general, and it's just it really comes down to the money. I don't think the school backs the program like that. We're barely funding the pro. I mean, this is the most money we spent, and we went 10-2, man. I don't know if this is a good job because I think Coca killed it.
I
Coca
would.
killed the program.
I think. I think Golden killed the program. I think once that 55 to whatever loss to Clemson in Miami,
58-0.
58-0 in to Clemson, and having Golden literally fielded the worst defenses in Miami Hurricanes history, back to back years. I think it was Al Golden. I think Coker did start it though.
Yeah, and it's just little things like losing the Orange Bowl. I'm not. I am big on having the whole stadium thing, but I think losing the Orange Bowl was a major thing because that place, yes, it was a city place, but we had our own field. Not having your own field, it's just a lot, man, and not having a the thing I have the problem with this program is we want so much. We have no statues, we have no stadium, we have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like it's sad. It's I'm a little bit of a Kane historian, but we could have been Notre Dame back when we were in the Big East before we went to the ACC. Fox came to us and said, "Hey, we want you to be our version of Notre Dame," and Miami was like, "Nah, we're too uppity for this bullshit." And it's like we could have had a shitload of money. We could have been dominant, but this administration they don't want sports, to be honest. They want medical, right? They want education, which every school should be, right? And it's like I just couldn't. Even though I have my disagreements with Mario, it's like I understand him, and it's like, hey, if I ask for anything, you got to give it to me. And the thing that's frustrating me with Mario is he asked for indoor, practice facility and all that stuff, and they haven't given to that man. I don't want to hear excuses. Build that shit and make it happen, but this program is always going to do that type of bullshit. And I don't know. This is just a very tough program, man.
Yeah, it's tough to win. It's tough to. I mean, no. See, everybody hates Miami. They hate the school. They hate the football team. So they make it real difficult. Like it, it is a tough job, but the right person. We keep hiring the wrong people, and
Yeah,
I
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I,
Very so I got a question first. You said the right person. What is the DNA? What does a right, not the right coach? I don't need the right coach, but what does the right coach need to have?
You gotta for a job like for Miami in general. You gotta be charismatic. You almost gotta be a renegade. You gotta be like, man, look, I don't give a fuck. The only person that we passed on him twice is Lane
Mike
Kiffin.
Leach
I thought
and
Lane
Mike
Kiffin.
Leach.
I thought Lane Kiffin belonged to Miami Hurricane head coach. I thought they should have hired Lane Kiffin a long time ago. I thought he should have got the job when Mark Richt got the job. He should have got the job when they hired Manny. He was right there in Boca. They could have got him for the $4 million that they gave Manny easily. They wouldn't have had to pay a $4 million buyout to Temple for that he never coached. They would have got him for real cheap, and he would
Damn,
have.
you're right, bro.
And
Shit.
I think Miami would have took off with Lane
You're
Kiffin.
right. You're right, bro.
Damn, that shit sad. What you just said. You nailed that shit. Damn.
He nailed it, man. You're right. I forgot about Lane being in FAU because he had FAU rocking. They were like 11-3.
Yeah, like he was right down the street in Boca. He wanted the job. Like even Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen interviewed twice for the job. They passed
Dan,
on Dan Mullen.
Dan
Nah,
Mullen.
the thing that he nailed is the timeline. Like that is ridiculous, bro. Like you just nailed that timeline perfectly. That shit is
Like
sad.
like they always wanted to go. They wanted to be cheap, and they want. So that's how you end up with a Larry Coker. That's how you end up with a Randy Shannon. Like who's like? Come on, man. Like even going back to 2007 when they hired Randy Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
What big time coach is going to coach a big time college football program for I think Randy was making like 1.5.
Nah, he was making like, bro. He was making like he might have made like 900,000 to like $1 million, bro. Like it was sad, dog. Like
Like
he
who's
didn't get
gonna
paid more than $1 million, bro.
but Mark Rick was making $4 million at Georgia since 2005. So when you like who's gonna take that? You gonna nobody no That's why nobody was gonna come here because Miami was known for being cheap. Butch Davis, they skimped Butch Davis. Butch Davis, they didn't want to pay Butch Davis. That's why he went to the Browns.
They
And
didn't want to pay Jimmy, bro.
so the ideal candidate when they started spending money should have been Lane Kiffin. That's the type of personality you need. You need somebody that's going to bring out the bravado, but that's also going to make kids want to come here to Miami.
I,
You. That's my opinion. To answer your question, Cuban.
I mean,
No, you nailed it.
and even before Lane, um, there was a time Miami could have got Mike Leach, and he was another guy that did not give a fuck. May he rest in peace. But can you imagine what our offenses, how many points we would have scored back then? We would have got it. We would have got the defensive players, bro, because it was
Yeah.
still Miami was still fresh, bro. We could have got Mike Leach, bro, and we would have got Mike Leach, bro, with the offense that he ran. Oh my god, bro, like. We're putting Florida State with we're putting 60 on them. We putting 60 on them dudes every time we play them, bro. Like in Lane Kiffin too. If Lane Kiffin would have been at Miami, Florida State, those close games, it would have been like how it was with Ohio State and Michigan for like 11 years, with Ohio State with just whooping their ass. And it wasn't even a rivalry. It was just we was gonna beat your ass for like 11 straight years, and y'all may or may not beat us. You're probably never gonna beat us again. Like, but again, even with Butch, they could have paid Butch. They could have paid Jimmy. They should have paid Jimmy. That's the coach we effed up at because we should have just paid Jimmy. We shouldn't let Jimmy go to the Cowboys and stuff like go to the NFL. Jimmy, they should have paid him, man. But that's what I'm saying. Miami, the only team they can only blame themselves for where they're at now
Yeah,
because
they
now you're playing catch up.
20 years behind the 8 ball, bro. We are pretty much we're pretty much starting over in the 80s again. Like we
Yeah.
were like that's essentially what it is. So I don't know if we ever gonna win with Mario, but I know the guy after Mario will be set.
I mean, well, if we go after anybody after Mario, man, it's got to be Lane, bro.
He
That's
will
the
take,
only.
and I think he'll take that job ASAP.
You got to go after Lane, bro. I think Lane to take the job now. I do.
Lane Wood, we should have hired. I wouldn't. I won't. I've told this to Cuban a bunch of times on the timeline. The only two coaches I ever wanted for Miami is Lane Kiffin or Mario Cristobal.
No, I wanted Mike Gundy because Mike Gundy fits me. You know, he's one of those like I don't give a f about anything, and I like coaches that win with lesser type of players.
Yeah, I do too, because that means you can really do it when you get the real dudes in there.
Yeah,
I'm
because
with
that
you.
means you're a good coach. But ultimately, you still need guys. You look at somebody like James Franklin. James Franklin is a really good coach. He built Vanderbilt, and he got Penn State humming. That's who we need. Somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't want him, but I'm with you. I don't want him specifically, but I'm with you, bro. Like he he is a good coach.
If
I
James
think
Franklin wanted to come to Miami, you wouldn't hire him.
uh, I got to see what he does in the playoffs, bro. Because he can't beat Ohio State, bro, and that matters to me. Like I look at Penn State is a historically great program. Like Penn State is up there with Ohio State, Michigan. You know, that's one of the historic. You know, the whiteout. Like that's a college football. That's a historical program, bro. You got to be able to beat the big dogs, man.
When's the last
You
time
know,
they beat them? When the last time they beat Ohio State? Wasn't it a couple years ago? They didn't beat them a couple years ago,
I
and
gotta
they
check,
got.
G.
I thought they beat them, and they still got left out of the playoffs or something, even though they beat them.
I don't never remember Penn State beating
I don't
Ohio
think
State.
Ohio. No, I don't remember Penn State beating Ohio State,
I
bro.
could have swore they beat Ohio State because they beat the Big Ten champion, and they left them
Maybe
out of the playoff.
I don't know, bro. It sounds like some college football 25 stuff to me, bro. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that
I
shit.
don't remember that though, bro.
Well, like what they
I
check
don't
it.
remember that. If you pull it up, go to like Wikipedia or whatever. You know, like you can do the head to head. But I don't remember. Bro. I think Ohio State's been whooping their ass for a long time, and I think
Yeah.
that's what they were talking about with James Franklin. He doesn't. He hasn't been able to win that game. He hasn't been able to win that game. So you know, I mean, I'm with you, bro. I think that I'm with both of y'all, man. Like, I think that I think that well, I think we all can kind of. I don't. Let me ask y'all. I'm gonna end with this because I'm getting sleepy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting I'm getting tired. But I want to end with this. This is a question for both of y'all, and we can all three of us we can answer it. I'm gonna let Cuban go first. Or no, I'm gonna let Reezy go first. Reezy, Cuban. Do you think that Miami's gonna win a national championship with Mario Cristobal as the head coach?
No.
No.
No. Okay, I agree. Do y'all want to elaborate on why?
This is the year to do it.
Well, to I kind of agree with Cuban. This would have been the year because we had the easiest path. But aside from that, I just think the coordinator hires haven't been right, and I I I don't know why we can't get the coordinator hires right.
I'm with you.
And also,
I
there's this monster sitting in North Carolina that's going to start building.
no, this mother. Oh, I forgot. I
Nah,
meant to talk about that.
I don't
Nah,
believe that. I don't believe that at all. He old as shit. I don't believe it.
man, let me ask you, Reezy. If it comes down to a game where it's got to be coached, if it comes down to a game with Bill Belichick, it's a tight game between Mario Cristobal and Bill Belichick.
They ain't playing no time
And
soon.
but okay,
HC Championship game.
Mm.
ACC championship in a perfect world. Let's say that Miami makes it to the ACC championship, and Emory Williams, Mister Ready Aim Fire. Let's say he has like a Ken Dorsey Mac Jones type of game management season where he gets the ball to the playmakers, and the offense pretty much looks similar. They averaging about 38 points per game, and Miami's a 10-win team, and they won the games they need to win. Um, and they got to play North Carolina, who is also a 10-win team, and they just and Bill Belichick has got them humming, and Mario's got to outcoach Bill in the game. And the timeouts, all of this matters. Timeouts matter. Uh, Clock management matters. All of that. Who are you taking in that situation?
Yeah, but there's the game is a little more nuanced than that, Rent. You know that, dog. Like it's a
I I
little.
I know, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, who you gonna take in a head-to-head matchup? Forget all the. Who you taking? Mario, Bill, head-to-head, bro. If we got to play that MF in the AC championship, do you think
Coaching
we can
resume,
win?
coaching resume is Bill Belichick every day.
I just, I mean, I'm not saying that. I think that North Carolina is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be similar to like I think Bill Belichick is gonna do it like how Butch Davis kind of had it jumping, but they pouring more resources in at this point. And Bill is not recruiting. He's just he's recruiting. He's the one that's evaluating the talent because he's trying to build the team, in the way he wants to run it. But he's not out there going to everybody's house. He's got everybody doing that for him. He's got a general manager. He's basically running like an NFL team, a mini NFL team, basically. Bro, I listen, man. North Carolina is a team that I've always thought could be like the teams that I think the ACC should be just as tough as the SEC because of the teams in the geographic location.
I agree. I agree.
Because if you really look at it, in real talk, the ACC should be slightly better. Why? Because they got Miami and Florida State there. Miami and FSU should be. If Miami and FSU were really Miami and FSU, what they used to be, and then you have Clemson not Clemsoning, playing like Clemson should play, and Virginia Tech of old, and then you throw in a Georgia Tech and a Virginia Tech with a Syracuse coming around every once in a while and a tough NC State and a Louisville playing like Louisville used to play, bro. We gotta like the ACC would be the best. The ACC should be the best conference based on like, or at least be equal with SEC. It should not be the ACC and the SEC. It shouldn't be the Big Ten in the SEC. It should be the ACC and the SEC based on geographic location. North Carolina is one of them schools where they get a lot of money, bro, and they
Yeah,
got the Jordan brand. They got a
they
Jordan brand.
they get the money, but and I also we didn't touch on it. Maybe we'll touch on it next show. We won't speak so much about football, but we could talk about Nike because I also think that's the reason.
All for it.
That's a big reason why
Oh, I'm with y'all. Go
What
ahead,
you
bro.
what
You
you
went
saying,
out.
Rich? What you saying?
I think that's a big reason why we don't get the kids that we want. It's because we don't have that swoosh.
Oh, I'm
I
with
A lot of
you.
don't
kids.
know. I don't know about all that.
I believe it. Let me just give you a little story, bro. Y'all might not know, but I'm a Marine too. At one
Appreciate your service, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
at a point, I appreciate y'all boys, man. At one point in my life, and so I went in the Marine Corps. I was a little older than most. I was 21 when I enlisted, and these kids, this is how frugal they are. This is a life changing decision. Like
Mm-hmm.
I went in the middle of war. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and a kid said, well, bullshit you not. They asked him what was his reason for joining the Marine Corps. He said, because y'all got nice uniforms. That's how frugal kids are. This is how they make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you enlist in the armed services because they got nice uniforms. And
Wow.
so when you like see
Read.
all
Okay.
when you liken that to football and you see all these schools got the Jordan brand, Florida. Bro, Florida is ass. You know how many kids Oregon get because they just got cool uniforms?
Yeah,
My
they get every bro. I'm with you because We ain't been the same since two things.
Since Nike.
Since we lost Nike and since we lost the Orange Bowl. Like we already lost the Orange Bowl, and then you put us in some Adidas bullshit, and then y'all remember the damn feathered
Yeah,
uniform?
bro, that shit
That
was
shit was
horrible.
trash, bro. Like what the? Oh boy,
But
that's a whole nother conversation.
that's for another day, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it matters to them kids, dog. If it don't matter to them, it matter to their parents. Cause we their parents, you
Yeah,
know.
we are. Yeah, you're right, man. They care, especially these kids now. They care. They're very much into fashion and like the trendy stuff. And Adidas is cool, but Adidas ain't Nike, dog.
They
It's
ain't never
not.
saw Michael Jordan play a day in their fucking life. But they got every pair of Jordans that
They
you
got
can
every
imagine.
pair of Jordan, and what the Gators got is, and Florida State. They could put the swoosh. The Gators play with that swoosh on their thing, and they got the Nike logo jersey,
Yep.
and they give them them Jordan shoes. They give them the Jordan cleats. It's like
Because it's just what it is, dog. Well, I'm telling you,
So
Mario will
what
get us
about Notre
back.
Dame?
Well, Notre Dame is different.
Notre Dame is Notre Dame, bro.
Like,
They
We
got
were Notre Dame.
huh?
We are like Notre Dame.
nah,
Well,
no.
but the difference between Notre Dame is you don't hear Notre Dame's the only one with their own TV deal,
They got
independent from everybody.
that NBC deal, and you alluded to it when Fox came to Miami and
Yeah,
tried to do it. Notre Dame got that, so they got the bread, bro. Like they ain't, and that's
they,
why they're not going completely into the ACC because it's like they'll lose that TV deal. It's like hell to the
yeah.
nah,
Why
nah,
why
man.
would I do that? Why would I shoot myself in the foot? Notre Dame,
Oh,
but
quick question: did Texas lose their TV deal when they joined the
no,
SEC?
no, they still got the Longhorn Network, but they had to relinquish. They had to agree to. They had to make some sort of agreement to where I think they had to allow the SEC network and ESPN to carry their games or something like that. But they
Hmm.
still have the Longhorn Network. It was some deal that they had to amend it totally in order for them to go into the SEC.
Got
Yeah,
it.
that's wild, man. But yeah, fellas, hey man, well. I appreciate both of y'all, man, because I could talk Canes football bro. I could talk all night about it, but I
Yeah,
got to
man.
ring off, man. But I mean, if y'all ain't doing nothing later on this weekend, not tomorrow, I got stuff to do tomorrow or today, but
South Coast
maybe
going live tomorrow.
huh?
South Coast is going live tomorrow.
Oh, South Coast. Well, I'll definitely tap into the South Coast show. If I got time. It's our anniversary. Me and my wife's anniversary.
A happy
Today.
anniversary, bro.
Appreciate it. So we're gonna go spend time together. So that's why I said I ain't probably ain't gonna do nothing tomorrow. I'll probably watch the show, depending on what
Yep.
we're doing. But Saturday and Sunday, I'm pretty much free. So if y'all, whatever y'all got going on, only thing I got to do is knock out some work for some classes or whatever. But that's not due until I believe like the 29th. So I'm gonna knock out a little bit of my work, but I'll be home, man. So
All right, man.
yeah,
Y'all boys be
I
safe, man.
All right
I
then.
appreciate
Appreciate
y'all
it, man.
tapping in, man. Y'all have a blessed night, man.
Yeah,
All right, you
buddy.
too.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is the Rent Free Show, man. I appreciate everybody who watched. I appreciate y'all who watched and tapped in with me. And I'm gonna just say this: y'all have a blessed rest of the weekend. Hopefully, I'll tap back in, jump in, and do another show maybe this weekend. I just want to give a shout out to Reezy and Cuban Kane. Great conversation. And at the end of the day, we all love you. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed night. And as always, go Canes. It's all about the youth.